Okay, we've got a couple of email questions here that cover the same topic, so I'm going to cover kill two birds with one stone. I hate that saying, but this is from Claudia, and she writes, given that there appears to be some manipulation going on in the gold and silver markets, what is the best way to gauge what the price of these metals might do? Second question is from Blake, and he says, how much longer can the banks suppress the metals prices? 5, 10, 15, 50 years? What will it take for the banks to stop shorting? Okay, there's two ways that the metals are manipulated. The gold is manipulated by the central banks, one, and then by some of the large commercial banks is the second way that it's manipulated. Silver is manipulated by the commercial banks, like, I shouldn't name names, but, and they do it mostly through selling futures contracts. There's a few other ways that it's manipulated. It became very, very obvious. I mean, they did a blatant manipulation in July of 2008, pushing the price down to, I think gold was about to break 1,000 again in July. They pushed the price down to 852 on a Friday and just parked it there, which is something called a support resistance line. I don't have time to teach you what that is, but all the traders look at support and resistance lines. So hundreds of thousands of traders log into their accounts over the weekend and they say, oh my gosh, gold could break its long-term support resistance line, I better place a sell stop. Now a sell stop is an order to sell, for your broker to sell your position should it fall to a certain price, whether it's a stock or a commodity. If it falls to that certain price, your broker has the authorization to go ahead and sell your position in it. Then gold rose the next day on Monday when it opened in Hong Kong. And then once London opened, you see the price action trace out Friday's price minute by minute, which no stock ever does. The manipulation became very, very obvious when the price was just tracking right on top of Friday's price minute by minute, and it came right back to 852, and it stayed there for about 3 hours on Monday. Now, why would they want it to stay there for 3 hours? That's when all the professionals, traders, log into their accounts. The professionals don't check their accounts on weekends. They only check them, they're there doing this full time, every day, all day during the week. So the weekends, they take off, they don't look at their accounts. So they get to place all these sell stops. So if the price drops to a certain price, the sell stop automatically triggers a sale. On about 3 hours into trading on Monday, the banks just had to push it down another $2, and we know that the banks did this because of Commodities and Futures Trading Commission's reports. The banks increased their position on gold, shorting gold 11-fold to the largest short position in history by so few traders. That once it hit 850, it triggered a whole bunch of sell stops. There were hundreds of thousands of sell stops, 850, 849, 845, 840, and it started cascading through all of these sell stops, and within half an hour gold had dropped $50. So it was a huge move. It bounced a little and it closed at about 815, and then when Hong Kong opened the next day, all those sell stops had been triggered, and then it fell below 800. Now they've done something called painting the charts, where they've turned the charts negative. All these traders, technical traders, do technical analysis by drawing lines on charts. And once it's violated a certain sets of lines, it's a sell signal. So now all the traders start selling gold. The ones that didn't place sell stops all start selling. And the price eventually falls to about 736, at which time the news of Fannie Mae's meltdown, Freddie Mac, the two big firms where the meltdown caused the entire world banking system to start imploding, and Lehman Brothers went bankrupt a week later. And I am pretty darn sure that with all this evidence that it was a manipulation, and it was a masterful manipulation. If they hadn't manipulated it, the world banking system would have been in absolute chaos for a few weeks, and the economy would be very different than it is today. If gold had been in the news cycle at the end of every day, and you're watching CNN or MSNBC or something like that, and they're saying, oh my God, Fannie Mae is going bankrupt, the government is going to have to write a $750 billion check, and you're going to have to pay for this in taxes, and the world financial system is freezing up, and by the way, Lehman Brothers is out of business, and gold is surpassing $1,000. It's setting record highs. If gold was in the same news cycle as all that bad news, people around the world would have been dumping dollars and buying gold, and we would have $3,000 gold a day, but the banking system would be in shambles. And so, first part of that question, it is manipulated. That's some of the ways that they do it. The second part, can they manipulate it for 10, 15, 20, 50 years? No. They're losing control of it now. It was at $250 just back in 2001. If they were good at manipulating gold, the price would be below $250. They're not good. They're slowly losing control right now. And one day this is going to explode. It causes shortages when they do a manipulation. The price isn't high enough to draw a whole bunch of new gold mining into production. There's not enough people going out and doing the prospecting and exploring. Just yesterday we were talking about how this causes a cycle. What's happening right now, there is about 10% less gold coming to market from mine production each year. Mine production has been falling every year for about the last 9 years. That means the price is too low. It's not too high. So they are losing control, but when they cause this shortage, it causes the price to ultimately explode higher, and it gives you the opportunity to buy gold cheaper. Now, silver is in a similar situation times 10. So I buy both gold and silver. I don't worry about the manipulation. They can't do it forever. They are losing control right now, and it leads to far, far higher prices and the opportunity for you to buy it at an artificially low price. So I am very grateful for the manipulation that they're doing because I know how it ends. That's it. Thanks.